Good morning, students. Today, in our English literature, we will go through an interesting poem, No Such Thing, written by Tony Meaton. Let's have some introduction of our poet Tony Meaton. Tony Meaton began writing poems and stories as a child and was also a very good storyteller. He is a widely anthologized poet, means his poems has been included in many of the books, learned by the children in schools. He has won several honors and awards for his works, and his collection of poetry, Plum, won the Publishers Weekly 2003 Cuffies Award for Best Book of Poetry. His favorite saying about poetry is, "Poetry can help us see the magical in the ordinary." With this, let's start the reading of the chapter. This interesting poem is in the form of a conversation between A and B. A doesn't believe in ghosts and fairies and thinks they are imaginary. However, B seems to think they are real. Students, this poem, No Such Thing, is in the form of a conversation between two peoples, A and B, who are imaginary. They may be friends or brother or sister or a parent and the child. So it's up to you, children, between whom you want to have this conversation. You are free to have your own imagination, students. To make it easy, I will use here A and B only to explain the poem. A is very brave and practical as he doesn't believe in ghosts and fairies, but B seems to be afraid of the imagination to be real. Students, in this poem you will find that A always tries to convince B that what is he afraid of are all imaginary characters or creatures. But B's imagination doesn't stop and it runs wild. Let's read the stanza of the poem. There is no such thing as a dragon. A dragon is in your head. I wonder what that green thing is that is snoozing in the shed. Giants are just in storybooks. They are not in real life. Then who is that out in the garden? The great big chap with the knife? In the stanza, A tries to convince B that in reality there is no dragon or giants. He says that dragons are only imaginary creatures and we will find giants only in the storybooks. But B doesn't believe A and says, then what is that green color creature sleeping in my shed? And who is that big man whom I saw with knife in my garden? Students, maybe he saw something else and mistook them as dragon and giant. Next stanza. Wizards are only make-believe. Surely you knew that. So who is that man with a straggly beard and the starry pointed hat? Wizards means magicians, students, and starry pointed hat means the hat with the stars. Straggly means the untidy. And make believe means imaginary, which is not in real. Okay, so here A tells B that magicians are not real. They just make us believe whatever is unreal. Okay, but again B was just thinking of the man whom he saw with long beard and pointed hat with the stars. Let's continue our stanza. There really are no vampires. They are just in films and books. Then who is that flapping at the window with teeth as sharp as hooks? Here A tells B that there are no vampires in reality. They are just found in movies and books. But B doesn't believe on A and was spending many sleepless nights by thinking that who is the flapping of window, who is the one who is flapping at window every night with his sharp teeth? Means B was thinking that every night when I used to sleep, who is the one who nearby the window used to continuously flap with his sharp pointed teeth which used to be shine? Then who is that one? If vampires are not in real. Next, those spooky ghosts are just a tale. They are quite beyond belief. So what is that shape in that floating cap that makes me shake like a leaf? There are no terrible monsters on earth or out in space. Then what is that landing out in the street, the thing with the frightful face? Here, A tells B that strange and frightening ghosts are just unbelievable to be in real, but B always seems to shake like leaf in fear of ghosts and says that he saw something floating. A also claims that there are no aliens and UFOs, but at the same time, B seems to see something very scary face landing on the street. Next stanza, there are no spirits or gremlins. Gremlins means very small creatures which used to have some magical powers. Okay, then that is very plain to see. I wonder then who put the salt into my cup of tea. Here A tells B that there is no small creature with magic powers in reality, but B always wonders then who is that naughty one who put salt in my cup of tea earlier? So students, you will find that A always tries to convince B about all imaginary things, but till last of the poem, B doesn't believe him and leave scared. So students, at last of the poem, what you learned from the poem? See, actually, instead of worrying and spending sleepless night, if we are afraid of something, we should try to face our fears by finding the truth. We should not simply believe on everything. We should try to analyze it and find the truth. Okay, thank you.